Well, it's been a few days since my last video, and I was showing the motor how much of a mess it was inside that we had to clean out, and I was changing the alternator to a generator. Well, one thing you do when you do that, you constantly, like when you put the fan and the piece that goes on the tin, the housing, the round part with the 4 bolts, you want to make sure you spin it, there's no noise, that it's not hitting anywhere, or you have to adjust it. Then after you get that all right, then you have to put it on the fan shroud and, spin it again then. And again, you want no sounds. You just want that thing spinning freely and not rubbing up against anything. Well, I did that and I had no problem. And up to that point, I had been working very hard to try and make my goal. And my goal was this Friday, the 11th, to head to Western Pennsylvania to Slade's VW second annual picnic. I went last year and had a great time and made a lot of friends, and I was really looking forward this year to taking my vehicle. So that was my goal, and I was working like too many hours. It was too hot, it was humid, my age didn't help, and I started to get dehydrated, and I started to get terrible leg cramps and finger cramps, and I kept trying to push through them because I'm very goal orientated, and I consider myself a pretty hard worker. Well, I just kept it up, and after the last video, I did get the motor all straightened out, and I put it in the car. And wouldn't you know, when I put it in the car, probably from pushing on the fan shroud or something to get it up against the transmission, I caused the fan to touch the tin somehow. When I spun it, it made noise. And it has to come out of there to be fixed. I've seen a video where you can take them out without it, but with the base that's on my alternator, it ain't happening. So I have to take the motor out, which, I was so down at that point because I realized I don't have enough time to do what I had to do. I was knocking some small things that weren't safety items, but small things I wanted to knock off my list so I could still get there with Sallie. Well, it hit me hard, and I realized the gig was up. There was no way I could make my goal. So it was hard for a day or two, and now I'm kind of relaxed because it will be there next year, and it'll be more pristine than it would have been this year. And I'm looking forward to meeting all my friends there and having a good time. But, sometimes you make your goals and you're hard on yourself, but they just don't work out, and you have to be all right with it. A person told me one time years ago that, your problems are like clouds in the sky. Sometimes you got a clear sky and you don't have no problems. And other times, you got clouds in the sky and they're problems. They're temporary things that bother you. Well, eventually them clouds go, and then you start off with a clear sky again. So that's the way I'm looking at it, that, it was a clear sky, and it got pretty storm cloudy there towards the end. I was working way too hard. And I'm kind of glad in a way that I had the problem with the engine because I needed a break. I was personally working too hard. So now my plan is just to take this week off, go enjoy the picnic weekend in Western Pennsylvania, and then come back next week and not hit it hard, but hit it like I would like to, 2-3 hours a day, not 6 to 9, being 71 years old. It's just too hard on me. So I'm going to give you a little walk around just to show you where Sallie's at now. And we'll be back next week sometime with another video. And, I will be taking a video of the picnic, the different things happening at the picnic and all. So that'll be the next video. And then we'll be back on Sallie sometime next week. Well, I hope you understand, and I'm sorry I disappointed. So many of my supporters and stuff were really helping me out and encouraged me to make my goal. And I'm sorry to let you guys down, but I know you understand because Volkswagen people are great people. They're very understanding. There's one guy named Schmoke's Shop. He's got a great channel. He even said he would like to fly out here, flew out here and help me finish this bug. That's the kind of companionship and camaraderie Volkswagen people seem to have together. So, all right, I'm going to show you around, and then we're going to call it a day. Last time I showed you around, there was nothing but chaos in this shop. Now it's all cleaned up, ready to get back at it again. I did a couple fun things. I like doing fun things. And Sallie is looking great. She's going to be beautiful when she's done. The wiring is done. I know it don't look like it because it looks like spaghetti, but it needs to be all shortened up. The switches put back in the dashboard, but the wiring is complete, raw. Now it needs to be disassembled one strand at a time and put together in a nice, neatly fashion, at least as neat as I could do it. There's her tailgate in there, her engine cover, I should say. We do love that dashboard. I'll show you the engine now back here. The night it happened, I started to disassemble it again because I was like frantic. I thought, oh, I got to fix this somehow. Then I realized there just ain't enough time. I'm working too hard. This is it. This is where I'm throwing in the towel. And again, I was disappointed, but I'm all right with it now. You just get a clean start next week. This is the dash from the driver's side. And if you could see down here, I'm putting in a foot dimmer switch in the 72 because I have the 63 dash. She's a looker. I can't wait to get her on the road. My car. It actually isn't my car. I'm building this for my girlfriend. All right. See you in the next one. Thank you for being understanding. Wish you all well. See you sometime next week. Enjoy your project. Something I forgot to do the last few days I worked on it.